Okay. Hello, everybody. Nice to see everybody again. So my name is Laura Renankowski, and I'm an international life and relationship coach. I coach in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. And today I'm going to be talking about Finland, the land of the midnight sun. I was born in Finland, and I grew up in Venezuela. Then I was in Boston, then Miami, and now Dublin, Ireland. And even though I was born in Finland, and most of my life, I've lived outside of Finland, but I still have very strong Finnish roots. I still, speak Finnish, and all my family's from Finland. So it's nice to give this presentation of Finland, my birth country. And Finland is called Land of the Midnight Sun, because the days are very long in the summer. And that's why you have the midnight sun in the summer, and then of course in the winter the days are very short. But so I hope you enjoy this presentation of the land of the midnight sun. So Finland is a northern European nation bordering Sweden, Norway, and Russia. And the capital is Helsinki, and it occupies a peninsula and surrounding islands in the Baltic Sea. I was born in Helsinki as well. So it has an area of 338,455 square kilometers, and it's the 8th largest country in Europe, and it's the most sparsely populated country in the European Union. And Helsinki, which is the capital of Finland, is the largest metropolitan area with over 1.5 million people, which produces a third of the country's GDP. So here you can see a map of Finland. So Finnish Sisu. So Sisu is an extraordinary determination and courage and resoluteness in extreme adversity. So this is it's something that Finnish people feel very strongly. Finnish people are very they're very strong people. Finland has a tough history. Many wars have been fought in Finland as well. So Finnish people have the Finnish Sisu, which is this inner strength. And I feel like I have the Finnish Sisu as well. A lot of people have become familiar with the Finnish Sisu from the Formula One drivers. They talk a lot about the Finnish Sisu. So that's part of Finnish culture and Finnish identity. Whenever I'm going through like a difficult moment, I always remind myself that I have Finnish Sisu and I can get through anything. So Finland is called the land of 1,000 lakes, and it actually has 188,000 lakes. So it's the country in the world with the most lakes, and the lakes are really beautiful. And so you can basically find a lake, anywhere where you are. You're never far away from a lake, and because of this, Finnish people love swimming, in the summers. Like I learned how to swim myself when I was 3 years old, in the lakes of Finland as well. So this is a typical picture of this is Finland in the summer. Most of the country is forests and lakes. So the Finnish nature is really beautiful, and Finnish people take care. They take a lot of pride, and they take care of their nature as well. And it's also it's a very important part of their well-being and their state of mind and their inner peace as well. They love to go walking in nature, and they have summer houses as well. So they're very, very close to nature. So Finland is the land of the midnight sun with very long days in the summer, which are truly spectacular. This is a picture of the midnight sun in the summers. And one amazing thing that you can do in Finland is you can go to you can be at your summer house, and You can take like a midnight sauna and go swimming like with the midnight sun. That's a really amazing thing, which I always do in the summers as well. So that's a really amazing thing that you can do in Finland that you can't really do anywhere else. So Helsinki is the largest city in Finland, and the metropolitan area is the home of 1.4 million people. And it can be reached from St. Petersburg, Estonia, and Sweden via the Baltic Sea. In fact, the sea is one of the most characterizing elements of the city. And the Helsinki archipelago consists of over 300 mesmerizing islands. And then other big cities are Turku, Tampere, and Oulu. So this is a picture of Helsinki. So it's a very pretty city, and yeah, the sea is very important. And this picture right here, this is like the main cathedral in Helsinki, and one of my cousins got married in this cathedral, but it's a really beautiful cathedral in Helsinki, and many times it's used as like the symbol of Helsinki. So the archipelago of Helsinki consists of around 330 islands, providing a great getaway from the hustle and bustle of the city. One thing that Finnish people love doing in the summers, most Finnish people have summer houses, and they love going to their summer houses, which are in the forest next to these lakes. And as I mentioned earlier, they're very close to nature, and they get like their peace of mind, connecting to nature. And then you have all these beautiful islands that people can go to as well. So a lot of people have boats, that they use to go to these islands, and it's really beautiful. I mean, if you ever want to go to Finland, I always say, go in the summer first. I mean, the winter is nice too, but I mean, the summer, I would say, is the most beautiful time of the year to go, and that's when I usually go as well. So for the fourth year in a row, Finland has been named the world's happiest country, and the country that has the highest standard of living as well. There's many people that wonder why Finland has gotten this award 4 years in a row, and I mean, I think that one of the reasons is because everyone basically is, everyone is taken care of in Finland. Like, for example, homelessness doesn't exist in Finland, and there's very few countries that can say that, so I mean, people, yeah, like most people are content, most people, can live happy, comfortable lives, right? So I think that that's one of the reasons, that Finland has been at the top of this list, for 4 years in a row now, So yeah. I don't think any other country has won that like 4 years in a row. So it's a big achievement. It's a big achievement for Finland. So Finland is one of the world's leading countries in fostering gender equality. It was the first country to grant women full political rights, because it was the first country where women could vote and also run for office at the same time. And the Prime Minister of Finland is this woman, Sanna Marin, and she's very young. She's one of the youngest prime ministers in the world. She used to be the youngest one, but she's not the youngest one anymore. But she is the youngest woman, prime minister now. And yeah, that's a picture. That's a picture of her. And she advocates a lot for gender equality, and and for women's rights as well. So yeah, so Finland is really ahead with gender equality. These are the northern lights in Lapland. I actually, I've actually never been to Lapland myself, so I have to go. I have to go one day. But yeah, the northern lights in Lapland are amazing. And then Finns love ice swimming. This is something that I've never done myself, but like my mom, my sister, and my nieces, have done this. Apparently it's like really good for you to go ice swimming. But yeah, I haven't done it myself, but Finns love it and they swear by it. In the winter, first they go to the sauna and then they go ice swimming. You can't really swim. I mean, like it's dipping, like it's going into the ice. It's dip. You can't really swim. I mean, it's a little too cold to swim, but yeah, they love it, and apparently it's really good for your for your circulation. Your blood starts circulating very fast when you do ice swimming. So yeah, that's a very Finnish thing that I haven't done myself, but people the Finns love it. And then you warm up in the saunas. Most houses have saunas in Finland. I've never been to a house in Finland that doesn't have a sauna. So yeah, so everybody has a sauna in their houses. It's just part of Finnish culture. And then like in yeah, it's like the sauna is just part of Finnish culture. So it's a very important thing in Finland. And here you have igloos in Lapland where you can see the northern lights. This is another thing that I haven't done that I would like to do in Finland. They have these these amazing igloos in Lapland where you can see the northern lights. And then of course Santa Claus lives in Finland. Santa Claus lives in Korvatunturi in Lapland, and thousands of tourists visit Lapland every year to see him. So yeah, so I have to go one day to Lapland and see Santa Claus as well. So yeah, it's a very big it's a very big tourist destination in Finland. Probably the biggest one, I would say. So Finland became independent on the 6th of December 1917. So this year, it's going to celebrate 104 years of independence. It's a somber celebration where people light candles to pay tribute to all the fallen heroes who fought in the wars. And every cemetery has war hero graves. Independence Day in Finland, like it's very different to Independence Day in other countries. Like for example, like if you compare it to the States, in Finland, it's their independence. They don't take it for granted at all. And it's not a day where people go crazy and drink and get drunk. Like they have a lot of respect, so it's a somber celebration. And then there's always like a big party in the presidential palace that everybody like watches, so that's how they celebrate their Independence Day. But yeah, and so many wars were fought. So many wars were fought for their independence, and every single family has lost, like some relative, fighting in these wars. Like both of my grandfathers fought in wars. Like, it's something that hits very close to home for the Finnish people. So the Independence Day is something that they take, very, very seriously, and it's not a day to like party and go crazy at all. So then there's other days where they do go crazy and party. So this is one of them. So Finns gather in the streets and they come together in celebration of Vappu, and Vappu is on the 1st of May. So on the 1st of May, Finns celebrate Finnish Vappu, which is one of the biggest holidays next to Christmas and Easter. So it's especially popular among students and marks a highlight in the academic calendar for many. So on this day, people wear their graduation caps, like their high school graduation caps. So these caps, that you see in this picture, that's, those are their high school graduation caps. And it's funny because my sister actually met her husband on the 1st of May, because like since we went to international American school, so she had her American, graduation cap on, and he came to ask her about the hat. So yeah, so 20 years later, they're still together. But yeah, they met on this day, on this Vappu day in Finland, which is a very big. I would say that it's the biggest party of the year in Finland. So Vappu was born out of the Catholic celebrations of Walpurgis Night and was celebrated by upper-class families already in the 1700s. They would go horseback riding and enjoy the freshly emerged greenery together with friends. So Finnish Vappu, as we know it today, was established by secondary school graduates in the 1800s. It was then when students first started wearing white caps in honor of their accomplishments. That's a bit of the Vappu history. I didn't even know about that history. I found it out when I put this presentation together. So most Finns have summer houses next to lakes, which have saunas, and swimming and going to the sauna is very popular in the summer. As I mentioned earlier, Finns love their nature. They love their summer houses. So most people have summer houses that they go to, next to lakes, and they really like, being in these houses and, being in nature is very important to Finnish people. And of course, their saunas, they have their saunas everywhere. So Midsummer or Juhannus is a very big celebration in Finland. That's like Midsummer's Eve. So people go to their summer houses and light big bonfires to celebrate the longest day of the year. So this is a picture of one of the bonfires, that they light when it's like the midsummer, which is like the longest day of the year. This is another very big celebration in Finland because the winter is so long and so dark. Like the longest day of the year, they really celebrate it a lot. And I remember that, growing up in Venezuela, we would always go to Finland in the summer, and we would always arrive right before midsummer, right before Juhannus. So that, we would always get there for that celebration. So it was a very special time of the year. This is this is something funny in Finland. They have the wife carrying competition in Finland. So the wife carrying is a contest in which male competitors race while each carrying a female teammate. So the objective is for the male to carry the female through a special obstacle track in the fastest time. So the sport was first introduced at Sonkajärvi in Finland. And there's several types of carrying that can be practiced. You can either have a classic piggyback, or a fireman's carry over the shoulder, or Estonian style wife upside down on his back with her legs over the neck and shoulders. So this is a crazy competition that they do in Finland every summer. So, and it doesn't have to be like, it's called the wife carrying competition, but I mean, it doesn't it doesn't have to be a wife. It can be like any female that's crazy enough to do this. So yeah, that's a very funny. They have lots of very funny competitions in Finland. They have the wife carrying competition, and then they have like an air guitar competition as well. They have many crazy competitions, and they always happen in the summer as well. This is traditional folk clothing of Finland, or the kansallispuku. So every region in Finland has their own folk clothing. So it's called kansallispuku in Finnish. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and people wear like this clothing like on special days. You really don't see it that much, but I mean sometimes people like put it on, but you really don't see it that much. Finnish Tango or Finn Tango his music. It's an established variation of the Argentine tango, but whose rhythm follows the ballroom tango. So it was one of the most popular music forms for decades in Finland. So yeah, so the Finnish people have their own tango, and like when Argentinians hear about this, they always think it's very funny and crazy, you know, that Finnish people have their own tango, and but yeah, it's true, and Finnish people they love their tango. They really do, and there's so many songs, and actually the Finnish tango is a lot easier to dance than the Argentinian tango. It's a lot simpler, you know, the steps are not as complicated. And then every summer they have their tango king and queen. They have a tango festival, and then they crown their tango king and queen, and that's how seriously they take their tango, you know. They have a king and queen every summer. So this is some Finnish this is some traditional Finnish foods. So the first one is kaalikääryleet, and those are cabbage rolls. Those are very popular. And then you have hernekeitto, which is pea soup. And then you have leipäjuusto, that's like a special kind of cheese. It's it's a fresh cow's milk cheese. And then you have viili, which is a yogurt-like fermented milk product. And then perunamuusi is mashed potatoes. And they, like Finnish people, they love potatoes. Just like I live in Ireland, where you know they eat potatoes all the time. Finnish people are the same. They love their potatoes as well. So they have lots of recipes with potatoes, and they love their mashed potatoes. And then this is the Karelian pie, or Karjalan piirakka. This is very popular in Finland as well. And this is the salmon soup, or lohikeitto. This is very popular in the summer. You know, Finnish people love eating lots of fish, especially in the summers. Fish is very popular. And like in the summer houses, you know, people, you know, you can do lots of fishing as well in the lakes. And cinnamon rolls, or pullas, these are very popular all year long. These are you know, like if you know any Finnish people, you've probably seen these pullas, and these are very popular with coffee. And Finnish people actually drink the most coffee in the world. So they love drinking their coffee and eating their pullas. So that's a very Finnish thing. And it's actually funny, you know, that Finnish people are the ones that drink the most coffee in the world too. You wouldn't put those two things together. But yeah, they drink a lot of coffee, and then they with these pullas. And then reindeer is also eaten, so that's something, you know, different in Finland. And Fatsep is one of the largest corporations in the Finnish food industry, and the company was founded by Carl Fatsep in 1891. So Fatsep chocolate, like it's really good chocolate, and they have so many different variations of these chocolates. But yeah, this chocolate is really good. I would say that it's like one of the best, you know, chocolates that that I've tried. And this one here is like my favorite one. They combine like my two favorite. They combined my favorite candy and my favorite chocolate, and then they made it into one. Like it's a peppermint crisp chocolate. So this one's my favorite one right here. And then Marimekko. Marimekko is one of the most recognizable Finnish brands, and they do home furnishings, textiles, and fashion. And it's particularly noted for its brightly colored printed fabrics and simple styles, used both in women's garments and in home furnishings. So Marimekko is yeah, it's one of the biggest Finnish brands. And whenever you see these flowers, like you'll know that that's Marimekko. Like it stands out, a lot. And you can see Marimekko. Like I see Marimekko things like in American TV shows. I see it all the time. So even like in Sex and the City and in Friends, I saw Marimekko things. So so yeah, so it's a brand that's very it's very big and very recognized all over the world, and very good quality as well. And then Iittala was founded as a glassworks in 1881, and it's a Finnish design brand specializing in design objects, tableware, and cookware. And Iittala's official eye logo was designed by Timo Sarpaneva in 1956. This is a really huge brand in Finland as well. You know, Finnish glass is amazing. You know, whenever I go to Finland and I get gifts and souvenirs for my friends, I always get them something from Iittala. So like all my friends have like big collections of Iittala things, and even like wedding gifts and things like that. You know, Iittala is amazing. So it's really pretty glass, and they have, you know, different colors and everything. So so yeah, you can never go wrong with Iittala when you're looking for a gift. So I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation about Finland, and I hope it inspires you to visit one day. So I'll stop sharing and stop